Hey members, what's going on? Jason here. I got a review today for Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties for the Nintendo Switch 2. Uh, Yakuza Kiwami 3 came out February 12th for all current gen systems. Um, the footage and everything on my channels from the Switch 2. This is a Switch 2 version basically. So, yeah, I made about 160 gameplay VODs for this game. And I guess the introduction will be that I played about half of the OG Yakuza 3, so I could see some of the differences between these two, because this is basically like what a remake of a Yakuza 3. The most notable things that I experienced was the lack of the Morning Glory orphanage sequences with the kids, and sub stories were changed, same taken out, etc., etc. Um, so basically, yeah, I got this for $59.99 off Amazon, and I am going to give it a 7 as a total package, because I did get near the end of Dark Ties, and I have got to the credits on Yakuza Kiwami 3, so I basically did almost everything, right? So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's not the best Yakuza game. I'll always put Yakuza Kiwami 2, Yakuza 0 way above this one. It's not a terrible game. It's a decent Yakuza game, if that makes sense. So this Yakuza basically is about Kiryu Kazuma basically trying to leave the Yakuza game, the Tojo family and everything, and start an orphanage in Okinawa. And a lot of the early game takes place in Okinawa, where game playing mechanically you learn how to use a shield and weapons, is do combat stance basically, which is I didn't like it at first. It took basically the whole fucking game for me to start enjoying that new combat sequence and everything. So gameplay mechanics are different from the OG Yakuza 3 and whatnot. The story has to do about basically some powerful politicians wanted to take the land over to build a resort and or a military facility. The Morning Glory orphanage where Kiryu Kazuma and his kids live. He's not having that, obviously, so he goes back to Kamurocho, Tokyo, and he's thrust into a lot of the violence of the Yakuza once again, but ends up coming out victorious, so to speak. Bittersweet ending, I guess, and everything. Not a happy ending necessarily, but bittersweet ending. Dark Ties is about the antagonist of Yakuza 3 Kiwami, which is Mine. I forgot his first name. Mine. And, oh yeah, by the way, this game is developed by Ryuga Gotoku Studio. I always butcher that name. So, Dark Ties. That's I didn't like Dark Ties. I did not like Dark Ties. This is Dark Ties, where it takes you play as Mine, who's basically the antagonist of Yakuza 3, and it's basically like how he became got into the Yakuza as because he used to be a tech startup guy. He's a CEO of that, and he got kicked out sort of, and he wants to join the Yakuza to meet Daigo Dojima, and he's just fascinated by why these guys are throwing away their lives for this man and everything. So that was kind of his inspiration of joining the Yakuza and everything. He's always let down in his mind about people and everything. He's a very, I don't want to say negative, what's the word, people like that. He's very pessimistic about human nature in general and everything. I didn't like Dark Ties because they have too much filler with these fighting underground fight club sequences. You got to like level up and stuff. I don't like stuff like that to pad out the story. But the story itself was pretty good. How he was friends with I forgot the guy's name, the heavyset guy who was running the particular family, Yakuza family that he joined and everything. So, but yeah, game plays differently. It's not necessarily better. It's not necessarily worse. From what I understand, there is a lot of cut content, so that's negative always. But yeah, it's not a great Yakuza game. It's not a terrible Yakuza game, but it's probably the weakest one I played. And I played about 6 or 7 or 8, maybe even no. I played probably over 10 of these type of games, Yakuza games. So it's not a strong as far as that concerned. You know, like I played some of Yakuza 4, and I already like that Yakuza 4 better than Yakuza 3 Kiwami. Um, what I did play of Yakuza 4. So I don't know. I mean, Kazuma Kiryu, it's not a bad adventure with him in Yakuza 3 Kiwami, but it's definitely not up there. It's middling, middle of the pack type Yakuza. Visuals were kind of blurry in a Nintendo Switch 2. I really don't understand that. It seemed like when I played Yakuza Kiwami 2 in a PlayStation 5, I believe, or 4, those games look better. I don't know if it's because it's on the Switch 2. I don't believe that because Switch 2 is powerful enough to have a great looking Yakuza game, right? So the game doesn't look that good. It looks a little washed out in the colors and everything. It looks a little fuzzy. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Uh, the music and everything, the sound design is decent and everything. Some of the highlights of the moments is Haruka standing on business against Mini at the orphanage. Rikyu, spending time for him before, spoiler alert, he gets killed at the end of the game. Um, I do like Minnie's combat mechanically better than Kazuma's, Kiryu's actually in the Dark Ties. I actually like this combat flow better. It's easier to grasp. It's more simplistic. The leveling up mechanics and everything were pretty equal between the two games, I guess, in the package. Health, attack power, unlock special attacks, etc., and stuff. So yeah, man, I'm gonna give this a 7 out of a 10. I don't think it's worth $59.99. $29.99, go for it. But $59.99, this is not worth it, members. Before I go, I'm gonna thank you guys for becoming members, and my brother Bobby Vegas Gaming. Make sure you check out Bobby Vegas Gaming, who I think is the best streamer on YouTube, period, or in the world, best streamer. Bobby Vegas Gaming. All right. So that's about it. 7 out of 10 for Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties. I'll see you in the next one. Later.